Our families and friends mean well, but what happens when their advice is not really helpful? Hi, I'm Myola Woods, the erotic coach, and this week I'm inspired by a conversation. So what happens, with people who have pain during sex, discomfort during sex, and if they share that with a friend, usually a close friend, then what happens often is we tell them a story of, well, just get started and you just get going and just do it. And once you do it, you'll feel like it. And once you do it, you'll feel like it some more. And it'll be like, a continuing effect. And for people who have no pain and they're sensing pleasure and sensation, that could be beautiful advice. It could be great advice because, once you do get started, all those lovely chemicals are flowing, all the hormones are flowing, all the dopamines are flowing. And yes, that could be true. The difference between, having not really interested in sex and having pain in sex or discomfort in sex is that the body actually feels like it's being taken to trauma, and the body feels like it's going to do something painful. So there's always this resistance. I mean, imagine if unless you're into pain, okay? Unless you're into pain and that's your thing, or you know how to transmute pain into something else, but that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about, so just imagine that if every time you went to cook dinner, you knew that you were going to get hurt, and you just knew that it was going to hurt you. You may not want to cook dinner. It's not very encouraging for us to move towards something that's going to cause us pain. And I'm not talking about pain that we go to the gym or we've, found a few new muscles and we know it's a good pain. This is not a good pain. This is pain that is hurting. This is pain that is discomfort. This is pain that is painful. And not in oh God, yeah, I know that was really good. This is usually the stories I hear from my clients is, I just put up with it, hoping that they would finish quickly. I kind of hurried up. I did what I could to get it to hurry up, to finish, so that I could stop being in pain. When our body's in pain, it activates the fight and flight and freeze mechanism. It does not activate the pleasure mechanism. So we are adding trauma to the body. The body does not feel safe. The body does not feel like sending arousal, sending blood flow, sending engorgement. It does not feel like any of those things. It wants to run, it wants to hide, it wants to run away from the pain. It wants to stop doing whatever it is doing to cause the pain. So we need to break the silence of this. 1 in 3 women suffer from pain during sex. For me, that is way too many. It's way too many. And we're not talking about it. And we're not allowing space for people to heal and find out, well, what is causing the pain? And why is this happening? So when people come to me, I'm often their last resort. They feel that their bodies let them down. There's something wrong with them, that they don't know how to feel pleasure. And when I work with clients, as we unpack and as we look into, it's not that their body's broken at all. It is that maybe they've never been taught. Maybe they've never learnt how to have pleasure. Maybe there is a myriad of reasons why. But what does happen, as we uncover and we heal and we integrate, what does happen is we move from painful sex to painless, to having sensation, to having more sensation, to having orgasmicness, and also going from running away from sex and not wanting to have it to wanting to explore and be curious, because this is a whole new zest of life. There's a whole new life force that they found. So there is hope, and there are ways that you can go from painful sex and discomfort and not wanting it, to painless, pleasurable, orgasmic sex. Share this with someone who needs to hear this today. Let us break the silence so that there's no more tolerating suffering. I'm Viola Woods.